Okay, done.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, today we meet for another online training with Shaw. And for today's sharing session, we have Dr. Fiham to share with us on Turnitin. And I believe Turnitin is very, very important for us as instructors of our courses, whereby we need to check the students' submission, especially on the plagiarism. We know that plagiarism is unethical, and by informing our students that we would be using Turnitin, inshallah, that will be one of the many ways that we can apply, we can practice to ensure there will be no plagiarism being practiced among our students. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much, Dr. Fiham, for willing to share your experience, your knowledge in using Turnitin. I hope this will be a very detailed step-by-step, yet slow, because some of us might not be able to catch up. I know you will be very, very patient with us, Dr. Fiham. And I think without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Fiham from Kuliah of Education to share with us on Turnitin. Thank you so much. You may start, Doctor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, I think let me first share my screen presentation. Where is it? Okay, can you? Oh, okay, before that, supposed to be the first slide. Can you see my slide now?
Alhamdulillah, very clear.
Yes, very clear, Doctor.
Okay. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Thank you very much, Chairperson, Sister Nuraza, for introducing me to the CELPAD staff, as well as I would like to thank CELPAD, in particular Sister Ustazah Raja Munira, for inviting me to share things that I feel can be shared with others. I'm not an expert in Turnitin, but I'm talking here. I'm delivering based on my experience, previous experience while I'm using Turnitin. Yeah. So I believe that maybe some of the participant members here with us in this session, have been using Turnitin. Maybe some yet to use Turnitin, and I think you gain kind of significant experience while using Turnitin, in particular checking the student work and things related to the academic work produced by the students, not only the students, even if you want to do and check your own article for the similarity index percentage, you can also use Turnitin for that purpose. Okay, so why we want to use Turnitin? I think there are several other tools available for checking the similarity, similarity index of the article or books or whatever output, written output that you have. But I think the most widely used and I think accepted is Turnitin. And other than that, I think several other tools also been used in order to evaluate and check the similarity index, okay, percentage of the of the article, of the written output. The reason why we use, I think, Turnitin simply because that's the most widely used. by the in the academics arena. And I think that from the I think from the regulation, the the PG regulation, I think academic regulation, there is no specific statement that you have to use Turnitin. The statement is that just use a tool for you to check the similarity index. So you can use not only Turnitin, but several other tools available for you to for the purpose of checking the if there is any elements of plagiarism, okay, in the written output produced by anyone. Okay. So Turnitin is very rich in terms of the data. That been archived for to be used for checking of the similarity index percentage. Okay, this is what I have quoted from the web actually. How Turnitin rich of content in terms of the archive that they have for checking the similarity index. 17 billion pages of web content, several. I think this will increase every single day, okay, every single week, month, and years. And then we have big number of student papers that you can check, which is very pertinent to some, especially those who are submitting or accepting student assignments. Okay, so you want to check whether the paper is originally produced by the student or it's just only cut and paste from other sources. Okay. And then journal, periodicals, books, and then in terms of the user, big number of user and 10,000 over institution with over 100 over countries. And I think the research has shown that the reduction of plagiarism due to the use of Turnitin. And this is what stated 80% by 80%. And even in teaching and learning tool, this is a very useful tool for you to utilize and use for make sure that the integrity, the academic integrity is there, and the student can produce their work in with full of observing all the ethics, the academic ethics that they have to practice. While I'm talking here about the similarity index, okay, so there is a point to be observed here. So it just check the similarity of the documents with other documents available, and then indicating the percentage of that similarity. So sometimes that you need to evaluate the result, okay, to check whether the similarity index make sense or not. So you have to double check the result. Okay, filter the result a bit so that it will make sense to you. Okay, because it just gives you the similarity from one document to another. For instance, that you have a quotation or maybe from law X or something. So of course you have to quote the text as it is. So sometimes the similarity index is just give you the result. So there are similarities here and there, and then the percentage is higher. But you have to check whether that actually makes sense to you or not. Okay, so by using the filtering tool available in Turnitin, particular when the results appear on screen, and you have to go through the result one by one. Okay, so another point of concern is that while we using Turnitin, the one that can be evaluate for similarity index, the written books or documents available on the web in printed format. okay, in printed format and available on the web. If it is not available in a form of electronic format or just in the printed form, but not available in electronic format, so it's not there, okay, in the data Turnitin database. So you wouldn't find that document as part of the database in the similarity index that the Turnitin produce. Okay. So if the books or documents only available in printed form only, and not share online or not available anywhere else in the form of electronic format, so there is possibility it's not there in the similarity index result. Okay, so you may find that a document you take word by word from the printed format, and then when you run on Turnitin, well, the similarity index is good, okay, and the percentage is less, but still, okay, because of the data is not inside the Turnitin similarity index database. So that's another point of that we should consider while we are checking the similarity index. The one that I want to mention here is that you have to check the similarity index result and then do kind of filtering of the result. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think this point I mentioned earlier, some sources are not included, especially if those available in print only, not anywhere else, or not in the form of electronic format, which is accessible via the internet. Okay. Yeah. So just make sure that take this into account. I think you have to also check the nature of the writing, because only similarities, the quality of the writing is up to you to evaluate. Okay, there is no indicator stating that, okay, this document is good, that document is not good. No, you have to read right from the percentage only. Okay, it will produce list of similarity index in the form of a percentage and details how what those percentages represent for. Okay, for Turnitin in the IIM, I believe that every one of you aware that the contact person for Turnitin is CPS, and then the PIC is the Zunika. So if you want to request your Turnitin account to be activated, it's not automatically activated. You have to request. Okay, so once you request, I think an email will be sent to you for you to log in Turnitin and create your own password. Okay, once you're done with that, you can log in Turnitin account from Turnitin website anywhere else. Okay, but just for you to remember that the Turnitin service available, I think in our institution IIUM, there is a limitation in the form of number of users. I think as of now, what to my knowledge, it can cover at one time 2,000 active users. So 2,000 active users only at one time. Okay, so if you have kind of like exceed that number, then I think you may face difficulty. Maybe you wouldn't able to add students, or wouldn't able to run the similarity index. And get similarity index result. Okay. So I will give you some advice and maybe some steps of how to observe, so that you know and get through this practices, we will try to accommodate within that limitation number of users 2,000 active users at one time. Okay. This is for the whole university and for both UG and PG. Okay, UG, PG, all university, okay, all campuses. Okay, Gombak as well as Pago, and then Kuantan and Istek for sure. Okay, so all campuses, only 10,000 active users at one time. Okay, active user at one time. Okay. If there is, I think that's, to my knowledge, that's the service and nature of the service as it is available at the moment. I'm not sure if there is any upgrade from the current that we have, if any, but I believe that due to budget limitation, it's not going to be happen this very near future. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is turnitin.com. Okay, it's very I just want to do some hands-on I mean with the participants, and I believe that you are now in front of the browser, I think open, where you can log in to the Turnitin, your Turnitin account. So please do so. You can log in to your Turnitin account. Okay, so let me go to the my browser. Where is my browser? Can you see my browser now?
No. It's still your slides.
Nampak tak? Ke tak nampak?
Belum, Ustaz. Masih
Still
ada.
on slide.
Still on slide.
Yeah.
Okay, once again. Can you see
Yes.
my browser now?
Yes.
Okay. So actually, I logged in already, so just log out. Okay, so the first time you browse and surf the website, this is the website before login. Yeah, okay, so if you want to log in, then you just click there. Where is the login?
There's context
I
here, Ustaz.
maximize the screen, so my my login button is not appear. Okay, so I have it. Yeah, so just log in, and then the username is IIUM email. Okay, that's the username. Once you have activated your account, so just log in using the username, which is IIUM email, and the password is set by you yourself, which is maybe different from IIUM email. Okay, because this is the one that you set for yourself, and then you have to do that the first time the account being activated. Okay, so when you are ready with that, just log in. Okay, so once you log in, sometimes after the login, you will see that your interface is different. Okay, so you have an option here where the default is instructor view or user or student view. So just make sure that it's instructor view, not student view lah. If you have student view, then you don't have an option to create class, assignment, and so on and so forth. So make sure that default view is instructor view. I think this can be set right from user info. If you go under user info, so make sure that the default view here is instructor view, not student view. Okay, you can have two views. The first is as instructor view, the second as student view. So make sure that your view is instructor view. Well, you can be a student if you subscribe to other classes. Okay, as a student, your role as a student. So that will be a different issue. But since that we have here and our role instructors, so this is the interface that you should have after the login. And then it will appear here the territory or the the institution you affiliated to. I think if you are from Selpat, you've written there Selpat, and then if you are from other kuliah, you will be attached to that kuliah. Yeah. Okay. So the role of Turnitin, it's somewhat similar to it's like a classroom where you can create Google Classroom or maybe iTa'lim, where you can create assignments. Okay, you can create assignments. I think you remember at one time there is a period where we have Turnitin inside iTa'lim. I think a couple of years back. Okay, where you can have access to Turnitin right from iTa'lim as a module. You can create assignment and then attach the assignment with Turnitin. Turnitin will automatically check the assignment for the similarity index. But it's no longer available simply because of what? Because of number active user only 2,000. That's the reason. Because in iTa'lim, we have the whole university. Okay, so the whole university, that will increase significantly number of active user. So we couldn't accommodate with that. So that's why it's no longer attached to iTa'lim. In case you want to do an assignment, so you have to follow. There are certain, there are steps in order to do that. Okay. So let me go to the steps. Okay. So yeah, we share with you what are the procedures in order to hopefully that you are with me with the PowerPoint now. Am I right? Yeah, now with the PowerPoint, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so after login, that's the layout just now, the user interface after login. Okay, so in order to check for similarity index, okay. Okay, so this is what we do, okay. Where you have to create what we call class. Okay, of course, the first step already done. You log in as instructor. And then later after that, the step, I think some of you are familiar with this, is just a matter of revising what you have done before. Just correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe you want to add, just let me know. I'm more than happy to share and receive any feedback from the participants. Okay. So you have to create first class. Okay. So it's like that. You have a classroom. Okay, you have a classroom, and then inside that classroom you can create assignments. Okay, which is very similar to any e-platform. Okay, right? Like we have in iTa'lim, we have class, and then inside that class we can create assignments. So that idea is actually embedded there in Turnitin. It's like that. You have class, and then inside that class you have number of assignments or one single assignment. So later, after creating the class, you have to create an assignment. Okay, you have to create an assignment. And then this will have no significant meaning if you don't have any students. Okay, so you have to register add students, your students there. Okay, so that will be the next step after creating the assignment. Okay, you add your students. It can be list of your students. I will show you how to add your students later, or you can add your student in the form of like in bulk format. You have to create long list of your students. Provide the name, first name, and then family name, and I think the email in the form of list. Okay, So once you upload, so all the names will be there inside the class, and which enabling them to do the assignment submission later. Okay. So say for example, you have only one or two students. You can do that in a form of like you yourself do the submission. It can be done that way as also. Okay. So the student is like there is no even single student registered, but you add the assignment as a non-registered student, which is just put every single submission with a student name. It can be also done that way. Okay, so you do the submission. This is what been practiced by, I think, most of the PG supervisor. Okay, because we have I mean, not big number of supervisees, so we just submit our supervisees work, I mean thesis draft or the similar as non-registered user. Okay, which is I'm the one who do the submission, but I put the label there, the student's name. Okay, so it also can be done that way. Okay, and then work submission, you do the submission, submitting the student work, maybe in a form of journals, book, or even, I mean, if you want to check web document, you can do so. And then those are the types of documents being used for the checking. Okay, other student works, just now we mentioned we have like billions of students papers, or assignments, books, as well as journals, other web documents. Okay, we have a lot, and I think millions of the documents inside the Turnitin database, where it will be used for the for checking the similarity index upon the submission. Okay, and then the similarity index will be carried out, and the report we will receive right after the Turnitin, maybe after a couple of minutes lah, after a couple of minutes. I think based on the length of the document. If it is that long, it may require I mean quite some time. If it is just like 10 pages or more or less 10 pages, that will take shorter time. Okay, for generating the similarity index report. Yeah. So we want to do create class, and later we create assignment and do the submission. And just want to share with you how you want to upload, I mean, list of students in bulk format. It can be done that way also. And then how you want to upload the submission, you are the one who will do that as unregistered user. Okay. Okay, back to the back to Turnitin. Back to Turnitin. Where is it? Okay. So this is Turnitin, and then if you want to create a class, just click create a class. Okay, here, right from the domain. This is your domain. Maybe CellPad, if that's your domain. Then you see there a button, green button, add class. Just click on it, and then set the details of your class. Normally we choose a standard. Okay, unless you want to do more, you can choose master. And then name of the class, enrollment key. You are the one who decide what is the enrollment key. Enrollment key is very I mean important if you want to invite a user to join your class and then do the submission. Okay, so there are actually two things. You have to give the student, I mean the participant, enrollment key, and another one is, I think, ID, class ID. Two things that you should inform your I mean user who want to participate to be a member for your class. Okay, once it's been created. So that's the role of enrollment key. and then set number of the, what is the subject, okay? Say for example, I would say here, Arabic writing advanced. Advanced Arabic writing, and one key is like 434, and then the subject is all about what, foreign language, and then the student would be like it's postgraduate students. Yeah, if you want to put that that way, and then decide the the period for that particular class. My advice is that don't set the period that long. Okay, just decide when is the time you will receive assignment from your student. Say for example, you will receive, you will create 2 assignments. This is talking about assignments. I'm not talking about thesis or I mean FYP or thing of that nature. I'm talking about assignments. So decide that you will have, say for example, 2 assignments, and then the period is about like I mean it will be within 1 month period. So just set within that particular framework. You can maybe exceed more to make it like 1.5 months or maybe 2 months. Okay, but do not set it for like 1 semester or maybe more, because why I'm saying this, because if you set it for 1 semester, like 6 months or maybe 4 months, and then you have like 100 students inside that particular class, it's actually that you have consumed the license for active user 6 months, 100 students. See, that's active student inside that particular class. Okay, so make sure that just shorten the period, and then once the 1 month ends, and then the allocation for that active user will be available to I mean to other users for other lecturers. Okay, so that's actually my advice. So for example, I will receive this particular assignment within 1 month time. So I just set here from 4 November up to like maybe end of January. Where is it? Yeah, okay. Say for example, that will be the least. That the least is like three months. I think, yeah. There is a set of, I mean, the shorter period of class available. It seems that it's going to be like January. So I just put here January. Yeah, 1 month or so, 2 months nearly. December, end of December. Yeah. So 1 month nearly, or yeah, nearly 2 months, Okay, it's done with that. Do the submission. There you go. So this is the class ID. This is enrollment key. Okay. So you can copy paste the text. Okay. And put it somewhere where you will share with your student later. Of course, if you want to retrieve this info, you can always retrieve the info right from the class. Okay, later. So don't worry. If unintentionally you just close this window, you can still have access to this information. Okay. Yeah. So continue. So I have with me advanced Arabic writing there. Okay. Created, and then it will start right from 4th November, which is today, up to end of this year, 31st December. That will be the period of this particular course. Users, still none. I yet to add users inside. Okay. So as far as licensing is concerned, I still not consume any active users yet. Okay. But once I open, I want to add some students. You can yeah. So this is a place, advanced Arabic writing. This is your classroom. Okay, this is your classroom. Okay, in order to add assignment from the classroom, there is a button add assignment here. Okay, so you just click there, add assignment. and then name the assignment, say for example, writing 1. Okay, for point value, this is very useful if you want to use the rubric, and then you want to do the marking of your student writing right from Turnitin. But I believe normally what we do is that we do the marking not in Turnitin but in iTalim. Or maybe manually. It's up to everyone lah. Maybe there's some of you familiar with iTalim, some of you familiar with just manually marking your student assignment. So I will not just show you that there is a place where you can do the marking from within Turnitin. Okay. The start date of the assignment, the default value is 7 days, which is 1 single week. And then this is the post date. This is the time where the similarity index will appear to your student. Okay. And then of course the due date. And some options available there. Normally we receive the default as the values as they are. No changes. Okay. If you feel that you want to add the submission to the repository database, you can always add the standard paper repository, okay, or else no repository. So meaning that the submission will not be added to the database. Okay, the default value is no repository, and then several others available there. So those are the default value. So normally for me, I'll just set those values as they are. Okay, I'll set that. Say for example, the bibliography will not be checked for similarity index because it's a standard. Okay, and then quoted materials, quoted paragraphs will not be checked for similarity index because this is what we quote from others within the quotation marks. Okay. And then there are actually small kind of similarities, we just ignore that. Just show us the significant number of similarity. So just set there what is the significant number that should be calculated for similarity. So all are there inside these settings. Okay. Yeah. So normally what I do, I think the rest, if you are also using similarity Turnitin, I believe that we accept the values as they are, because normally for checking for grading the assignments, you will use other tools. We are familiar with like iTalim, okay, and maybe several other Google Classroom for those who are using Google Classroom. So the purpose of using Turnitin just for generating similarity index. Okay. So once done with that, you just click here submit. Okay. So I have here one assignment, okay, inside the class, which has been created just now. Which is writing 1. Okay, so no submission because we have no students inside this class. So in order to add, participants, you have several methods. Okay, the first is to share. Just now I mentioned ID class as well as the enrollment key, remember? So you share that two information to your students so they can join and be member in this class. Okay. How to join? You can always go to like student view, and then here you can enroll in a class. Once you want to enroll, it will ask what is this class ID and the enrollment key. So that's the way. So every single student, they must create a Turnitin account as a student. Okay. for us, we are, I mean, under IUM, we have two modes inside, as a student as well as instructor. Okay. For student, their role are only a student mode. They don't have an option to be an instructor because the account is limited. Okay. Yeah. So you have to ask your student to create an account in Turnitin. So once created, share with them the course, the class ID, as well as the enrollment key. They will share and be a member for that particular class. Yeah. Another option is that for you to add students, I think right from here. Yeah, you can upload students. You can add one student, one after another, one by one, like this. Or you can upload list of students, okay? By preparing the list using this format. First name, last name, and email address. And every single info should be separated by a comma and a place. Yeah, there's one place there. Yeah. So once done, you do the submission, it will be detected, and then all users will be enrolled as members for that particular class. Okay, so that will be another way of how you can add, members or student for your class. As for the last method, say for example, you want to just only submit an assignment, no need registration from the student, you just want to do the submission, you yourself do the submission. So you get your student assignment first, then once you have your student assignment with you, you upload the assignment here. Yeah. So for me, if I want to go inside the assignment, just click here, view, okay, and then submit a file. Okay, so the one available here is non-enrolled students. So you're going to do a submission for a student. I mean, his name is not there as one of the member, but only for the purpose of checking the similarity index. Okay, so I have with me a document with me. I just put here, his name is like Siddiq Muhammad. Okay. Okay. And then the submission title is an article, journal article. Okay. You can put the title of the paper itself. By all means, you can do that. Okay. Okay. Just want to show you how. It's just copy and paste. I have the document with me. So you just open the document. Okay, once open, copy and paste the title of that document. Okay, so I just copy and paste the title. So it's in Arabic. Just wait a second. There you go. So rather than using general article, I copy and paste the title for that particular article. So it's in lengthy form, but the good thing is that you know what is the content, what is the article, the title, and the nature of the article all about. Okay, so once done with that, I just upload the article from my computer to Turnitin. Okay, so I have the article. Turnitin may accept a number of file formats. Okay, in particular like Word document, PDF. Okay, so the popular file format supported by Turnitin. Yeah, so normally what we do is document, DOC, or DOCX, and PDF. So we will upload files using these two formats. Once done, just click the upload. Turnitin will generate like a kind of a preview, okay? Preview of the document. if you feel that the content been detected correctly, and then the character been shown, in the correct format, okay, you can confirm. Okay, you can just click confirm button, and those are the details. Okay, those are the details: name of the file, and the page count, word count, and the character count for that particular file, all available here. So once done, just click that confirm. Okay, done submitting. Done the submission, and then I can go back to assignment inbox. There you go. So now Turnitin will check document and will produce similarity index percentage after couple of minutes, inshallah. Because the document is not that long, like 20 pages only. It will require maybe a couple of minutes. Okay. Just a little of info for this layout. We have also here grade. So grade is actually, if you are using the grade functionality inside Turnitin. Remember just now, there is a grading or marking functionality inside Turnitin. You can use this function. Okay. Once you done the submission. I think as of now, if there is any things that not clear to all, please let me know. Okay, see, that's the similarity index. See, it's red in color and 86%. Oh, that's very alarming. Okay, before I'm open the similarity index result, is there any concern from the participant, please?
Yes, Dr. Fihab, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
This is about translation. Let's say we have one paper in 2020 being submitted in Arabic, and then another person, let's say they plagiarize and translate that into English and submit to Turnitin using English. So Arabic with the Arabic wording, but the content is the same, it's just that the translation. Would Turnitin be able to detect? That's my first question.
I think this is what stated right from the beginning just now. There are some limitation Turnitin you will experience while using Turnitin. The first is that if we have books or articles available in printed format, not anywhere else, then it's very difficult for you to find similarities against those documents. That's number one. Number two, Turnitin is just checking the similarity of the documents, similarity as they are. I mean, word by word, not word and its translation. No, word by word, rather than word and their translation. No. So if you translate a work and then put there inside your a paper, academic paper, and then do the submission, Turnitin will not able to detect that because it will not detect the translated version of the text. It will not detect the quality of the text. It will not detect the style of writing. It will not detect the grammar, proficiency of the text. No, it will just produce similarity index, similarities between the two only, word by word. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm mentioning just now. I have mentioned just now that you have to filter, you have to do the checking, and then see the results, whether the results make sense to you or not. Okay, so you have to do the filtering. Yeah. Any other concerns from the participant, please?
If there's none, I have second question, Dr. Fihab. This is regarding just now when we do the step no repository. If we choose no repository, let's say this semester I have submitted one paper from my student. And then let's say next semester, other students from different class submit exactly the same paper. If I choose no repository, would Turnitin be able to detect plagiarism for the students who use or reuse my students' paper?
Yeah, so it wouldn't be able to do or detect the similarity simply because it's not there in the database. Yeah, so for student work, I believe that maybe it's wise that if you want to select a repository rather than no student repository. Yeah, so I mean, you can do that. Yeah.
Unless it is a process writing by our student whereby let's say a student submit first draft and then second draft. For first draft, second draft, before the submission of final draft, then we can use no repository. Is that correct?
That will be correct. Yeah, that will be correct. The reason maybe for me personally I will check for some of the student I mean work like thesis draft and similar. So normally if I put there need to add to enable adding the info into student repository, then the second time I do the checking, the similarity index will spike. So normally that's the reason. If you feel that you want to put the documents, your student assignment in the repository, please do so. Just select student repository, enable that option. The data then will be sent to the Turnitin database and kept there for similarity index check later.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yeah. Can we move? Boleh ya?
Yes, please. Yeah, boleh.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Now I have here with me a document, and the similarity index is that alarming, which is red color. Red indicating that the percentage is above 80, I think, above 80. So red color. There is a guide. There is a guide. I will show you the guide. Where is it? Let me show you the guide. Yep. Yeah. Okay, so this is the guide. Yeah, so this is the guide. So red color is like 75% over red color of similarity index. If it is less than 75, 74, orange color. And then yellow in color if it is less than 50%. If it's less than 25%, it's green color. Yeah. So this is what the color, symbolize, okay, in similarity index. Okay, so back to the where is it? Safari. Now once you have the similarity index, you want to do kind of detail out element of the similarity index. So just click on the similarity index. Okay, click here because it's clickable. When you click on it, then it will show you details of your student work, and then the similarities detected, okay, in the documents, okay, with different colors, okay, with different colors indicating that the number of references, and indicating the sources where the the text been quoted from, okay. So we have here right from the can you see it now? The feedback studio, can you see it?
Not yet.
Not yet, because it appear like a pop-up screen, different screen. So let me share that pop-up screen. Where is it? Okay, there you go. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, this is the feedback studio. After click that similarity index link, it will appear this screen. Okay, this screen will appear, And then this is feedback studio, we call it. Okay. In kind of like interactive layout, where we have here in terms of the interface, the first part here, this is for the feedback. If you want to use feedback and then want to add and comments on the document, you can use this the feedback group of buttons. And then another group of buttons represent the similarity index, info in details. Okay, so just go here, the second group of buttons. Okay, and then the third part of these last two button is actually for you to download the document. Okay, if you click here, you can download the current view, the digital receipt, as well as the originally submitted file. Okay, it can be those are actually downloadable right from Turnitin in Feedback Studio. So I share with you the option or the buttons under similarity index. Buttons. So we have here, the first one is what we call like flex, which is from Turnitin. This is like a new, I think quite some time appear before this. If you have flex inside the document, so you have to observe those, because there are actually kind of like similarities in a way that alert the user. Okay. So you have to check. At the moment, I don't have any flags in the document. When I move further, we have the second option, which is the overview of the matching. Okay, so overview of the matching is like that. We have here 82% from IRAP.IUM, another 5% from easychair.org. This is the overview. The detailed view is down here. This is the detailed view. For every single similarities that we have from the document. Yeah. So from my observation, is actually the student have submitted the file before, so that's why the similarity is higher, because same document submitted. Okay. So if that's so, normally what we do is that we exclude those sources. Okay, the second one which produced 32% is actually also from IIUM, which I think the documents, which several parts of document been published and then documented under Turnitin database. That's why the similarity is also higher there. And from EasyChair, I think this is a conference, website, where the document have been submitted in the conference and it's been archived in the conference. So that's why also the similarities are higher. Okay. So these three, sources actually produce the similar reading of the document. Okay. Those documents are actually been archived in those three websites, three sources. So normally, if there is the reason, normally what we do during the filtering, I just exclude those sources. So I click here, exclude sources, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Then once done with that, exclude 13, which is actually from this group 3 sources. So once excluded, a new percentage will be generated. And then it will actually 11%, rather than higher as what you have seen before. Okay. And then we have another option. This is for deciding the limit of similarities. This option is actually available, and I have shown to you this option before. And then another option is to this is the sources where has been excluded. Okay, it's not been counted as part of the similarities. Okay, so that will be the interface. And then how you do the filtering, checking the student work so that it makes sense to you. Another way of reading this view is in the form of text-only format. You have the option down here. Okay, so if I click text-only report, it's not that really interactive like the layout that I have here with me. It's only in text-only format, but it's very good for you if you want to produce kind of like sharing the document with others. Okay. So if it is text-only report, it will produce in different layout where it's been, tabulated as follows. Okay. So maybe for the purpose of submission, it can be done using only in text-only format. Okay, you can just print out a couple of pages, beginning of the document, first 10 pages maybe, and then do the submission for any purpose that may serve you. Or else you just go back to the document view. Okay. If you want to download the whole view in this view, the option is for you to click current view right from the download button down there. If you click there, the download button, the first option available is current view. So that is the option where when you download the file along with the comments, along with the number of percentage, similarity index, all information attached in that particular file. Only that it may take quite some time. It may take quite some time. If the file is that long, like 300 pages, may take quite some time. And sometimes the file generated is not complete. So you have to double check. When you have downloaded a file, you have to check whether the file has been completed or generated completely or halfly generated. So you have to do the checking because of the maybe connection or maybe the Turnitin traffic is that high during that time. So it's halfly generated rather than generated completely. Okay. Yeah, I think that will be the view for the document and reviewing and filtering the document that you have once you did or done the similarity index. Okay, for the first group of buttons, which is under instructor feedback layer, you can use for sure if you want to add some comments, and then you want to return the file back to your students. Okay, it can be done that way. Okay, so the first option is like quick marks, indicating what is the comments that frequently used. So you just click on that particular item, it will appear inside the file and add it in the file. Another option is for the voice. If you want to add text comments or even you want to add their voice comment, it can be also done using the second option. We call it feedback summary. Normally the overall view of the student work, whether it's good or maybe elements of plagiarism here and there, or with no elements of plagiarism. You can be your general feedback on the student work. It can be you can add it here under the second option, which is feedback summary. And of course, if you have rubric, you also use rubric here. This particular options I'm not really familiar with because normally I'll be using iTa'lim for the purpose of grading our students' assignments. And of course, in an iTa'lim, you can manipulate a rubric or during the marking. Yeah, so I think the idea is more or less similar, only that you have to create the rubric here right from Turnitin and do the marking using the rubric, whether you have created the one that you have created or maybe rubric available, publicly available where you can use right from within Turnitin. Yeah. So now I back to the, I just close this window and back to my iTa'lim, my Turnitin again. Where is it? There you go. Okay. So I just do the refresh your screen, refresh your browser, and then you have the recent result after the filtering available there. Okay. There is an option also available to your students. Okay, if they want to see the file submitted there, and then several other details like paper ID and the date when the submission done, which is 4th of November 2022. Yeah, so that will be how where you can add the document using just now I mentioned non-enrolled students. Of course, if you want other students to participate as a member, so you have to add those as a member, okay, by adding one by one or upload student list. Yeah. So any other concern from the participant, please?
Dr. Fiham, we have one question from the chat.
Yep.
Okay, by Shaukat.
What is the question?
I think he asked Gambang foundation student. I think it's just phrases. I think what he wanted to ask was, would this be available, Turnitin, for students, for lecturers in Gambang, and for them to check students and foundation?
Yeah, of course. If you are academic staff of IIUM, and then you have your university email. So that particular email, using that email, just communicate with the PIC in CPS, Sister Zunika, send an email to her requesting that your Turnitin account to be activated. You will receive an instructions, I think, where will guide you how to activate the account and then create your password. Okay, once you have the password, just log in, Turnitin anywhere. Okay, it can be done. As for the student, of course, student can use Turnitin. They just can create. Creating an account is, I think, free. There is no payment whatsoever needed. So just ask them to create Turnitin account. Okay, and then once the account created, as a student, he needs to he needs to join a class. Okay, without classroom, so creating an account will be no use. Okay, so you have to give your student ID, class, as well as enrollment key. These two things. So once the information available, students can join, any student and anywhere from the institution, whether in Gambang or in Pago and anywhere else. Only that, just bear in mind, things that I think you have to observe. Limit the period of your class. Say, for example, you have 2 assignments within one single month, where that assignments require you to use Turnitin, because the nature of these 2 assignments, like writing, academic writing, or maybe critique or similar. So if that is the case, so just set and then create a class and then limit that particular class for the period of 1 month or so that it will cover the two assignments. I think the reason is for us to accommodate number of active users. As I mentioned earlier, the licensing that we have here for Turnitin for the institution for IIUM, at one single time, only 2,000 active users allowed to use Turnitin. Yeah. So once the class ended, So any users there will be, I mean, like null and void. I mean, because the class is no longer being counted as active user because the period already ended. And then it will put in archive. You can only see the content, but you wouldn't be able to change or edit or alter the content. No, it just been archived in Turnitin. It will be made as read only. read only content. You can only see. You cannot change and edit the one. I mean the submissions when the class session has ended. Yeah. Any other concerns from the participant?
To get things clear, Dr. Feham, when our students want to register, they have the freedom to use any email address, right? They can use their personal Gmail or they can use our live account. Is that correct?
Yes, surely. They can use any email account. I believe that email account will be used for authentication purpose and for the also for the purpose of activating the account. I think normally this is what will happen in any services. When you have created an account, then it will send a message to your email for you to authenticate so that the account will be activated. So I think that will be the reason normally.
Okay, I have one more question regarding, okay, let's say this is a situation whereby we have one class and we want all our students to submit their assignment to Turnitin. But let's say we have, one student or two who they know that they might be caught plagiarizing, therefore they do not want to enroll to our class. We can do the step like what you have mentioned just now, right? We enroll them.
Yep.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Get the assignment, and then submit the assignment. You yourself do the submission. You don't have to wait for the student to subscribe to the course. So, but you must get the assignment, from the student, and then do the submission of that assignment to Turnitin. Okay, as non-enrolled, non-registered, non-enrolled students. The one that I have shown you just now. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Feham.
Afraid not, if there's any assignments not been sent to Turnitin, just get those assignments and then do the submission. You yourself do the submission. Okay. I think I've shown you just now how to do that. Just click here, submit a file, and then non-enrolled students. That will be the option. So put details of your student, name, last name, and then submission title. That will be copy paste from the title of the file title, and then do the submission right from over here. And then you will see that the Turnitin will be used to analyze, and similarity index will be generated for that particular file. Inshallah. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Feham. Very clear.
Concerns?
I think at the moment, no more questions even from the chat. So if you have any to our participants, if you have any questions, you can, when Dr. Feham open it for, invite you to ask any question, you can just switch on your mic and ask, or you can type in chat, yeah?
Okay. Let me just do kind of another practice to get some feedback from the participants. Let's say that I'm an instructor and then I have this particular just newly created advanced Arabic writing, and I want some students, and I want some of you to be my students, subscribe to the course, okay, to the class. So what I will do is that I will share details of the class to all of you, to those who want to participate here. So just go to the to home, okay. Right from home, you see that this is advanced Arabic writing, the class I have created just now. You observe here, the class ID this is the info for the class ID. Okay, This is the info for the class ID. And then I may just put here Control C and then put that inside the chat. Class ID. And then for key, the key would be you can get it from here also. It's like from the setting. Where is it? I think this is the one. There you go. This is class ID. So this is the class ID. So I share the info in the chat. So maybe if you want to subscribe and enroll for the purpose of kind of hands-on punya practice, you can do so. You can do so. But first, you have to change your interface from instructor to student view. Okay. From instructor, change to student view. So click student view. And then from there, you enroll a class. And then copy paste class ID as well as the enrollment key. And then submit button. Okay, I may have some, participant with me later. Okay, I have one. Oh, okay. Just do the checking. See, I have several names there. Just newly subscribed to my class. Okay, so that will be the nature. So if you want to do the submission, those who have subscribed, if you want to do the submission, just click submit file. Click submit file and then do the submission. Okay, but you are actually bounded by the assignment settings. Okay, where for the assignment settings, see, the posting date will be 12th of November. You will see the result 12th of November. It's not there. It will not be available there. Okay. Let me see. This is for viewing instructor feedback. This is for viewing instructor feedback. I think for the similarity index, it will be generated. After a couple of minutes. But the feedback from the instructor, there is one column there, response, is actually feedback from the instructor. You will see that after the 12th, which is the date set for displaying the instructor feedback. Yeah. This is the due date. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So that will be the arrangement. I have some names there. If you feel that you want to submit something, you can do the submission, and then you will see. You will see how it goes, and then how you see the similarity index will be generated. And from my part, I can add kind of like a general feedback using the document view, document viewer just now. Yeah, I think it's very straightforward. It's not that really complicated. It does require, a couple of minutes from your time to familiar with the interface. It's just that you create a place. The purpose is that for you to create a place receiving student work, and then check the student work using Turnitin for similarity index. That's the whole idea. Whereas for the rubric and then the marking, that will require more time. But normally what we do and we practice with the platform we're familiar with. Normally we use iTaklim. That will be the best option available. if you want to automate certain things for the marking, or else it can be done manually. Yeah. Yeah. Any other concern from the participants? I think I have covered, the main info that I want to share with the rest. Okay, so based on the Turnitin report, for PG, for PG regulation and policies, there are actually a guide there. Okay, once you receive Turnitin report. So the result will generate using different colors in relation to the number of percentage of similarity index. This is actually, I think I have mentioned this earlier. Let me share that document where referring to different color for different percentage. Okay, so I think now you can see those colors along with representing a different percentage each of these colors. So if you have like a green, according to the policies and regulation of postgraduate study, so this is the regulation. Normally, if it is like the green, we will accept, and then the work or the thesis will be, the office will proceed with the checking the thesis, for the next process. If it is like yellow, then a review will be needed from a supervisor. Okay, if it is yellow in color. Normally, the supervisor then will check every single elements in the similarity index in details, so that he will kind of filter out things that he feel necessary to be taken out, and then see that maybe you do kind of justification the nature of the text. Maybe it's text from the law specialty, where with a lot of quotation, citation, okay, from different sources. That kind of thing. So a review from a supervisor is needed if it is yellow in color. If it is like green in color, normally the practice is that do the submission once again. Okay, do the correction, necessary correction, and then do the submission of your work again. If it is like red, color, this is actually similar as other sources, so it will be rejected. Yeah, so that's the nature of the report as far as postgraduate studies is concerned, pertaining to similarity index under Turnitin. Yeah, I think from your side, the similar practice will be carried out. Okay, if it is like yellow, I think it's kind of things that you need to observe more, see the nature of the similarity index report in details. If like green or maybe red, then you have to communicate with the student and maybe kind of decide what is the next plan of action for the student to carry out. Yeah. And then I think the last one will be, thank you. Yeah. So again, it is not that really complicated from my point of view, simply because the purpose of using Turnitin is for checking similarity index for any academic document you might have. Okay, so I think in terms of the whether it's complicated or not, okay, from my point of view, it's still doable. You can do any one of you, okay. And I mentioned earlier, practice will make you comfortable using Turnitin, and of course, to increase integrity, academic integrity among our students. Turnitin is kind of like a must for everyone of us so that the academic integrity can be maintained. Yeah. I think if there is any concern, just send a chat there. I will address, or else I just give to the organizer if there is any from the organizer.
Faham, organizer ni yang ada soalan. Boleh tanya lagi?
Tanya.
Okay, Dr. Faham, just you have shown us how to exclude the matching, right? Matching or matches like IRAP. Can students do the same, or only the
No.
instructor can do
Only
it?
the instructor.
Oh,
Student
okay.
wouldn't be able to do the similar. Only the instructor has this options, because we are the one who will open and then use the document viewer. I think for the student, you can only see the percentage. You wouldn't be able to edit and even exclude, and then I think the view might be different. The view might be different. Only the similarity index appear there on screen. Percentage of the similarity index. Yeah. You may see the responses, feedbacks from the instructor. I think the one that I have shown you just now, where you can add feedback. So that particular feedback will be attached to every single submission. Yeah, for every single submission. So when the student open, I think he will see the details of the feedback. Okay, because you can have a general feedback, or you can have kind of comments. Okay, every single line of the student work, it can be also done that way. Yeah.
So Dr. Faham, let's say I have 25 students in my class and all submitted their work to Turnitin. And when we talk about submission of paper, research paper, of course at the end of the paper, students have to write references. And that references or the bibliography would contribute a lot to the similarity index. So does that mean I have to open the paper one by one and exclude the submission for references or bibliography? Is that correct?
Okay. For pages with list of bibliography and pages for list of appendixes, I think that will be excluded by default from similarity index. This is because the first time you do the setting, I think you may see that let me see. Where is it? Yeah, right from here, from the assignment itself, from the settings, you will see that parts excluded from the similarity index. See, like bibliographic materials will be excluded. I think list of bibliography onwards will be excluded, as well as indexes also will be excluded from the bibliography. If you feel that it's been detected and included in the calculation, by all means, you can do the filtering using document viewer by excluding those sources, because, well, Turnitin is a computer. Sometimes the detection is not that really intelligent. Yeah, you have set that, but still it's been calculated. So you have to do a filtering if that is the case.
Thank you so much, Dr. Faham. Very clear.
Thank you very much. Again, you can always set the number of limit. Okay, if there is 50 words, you can always add, so that if the similarities within this limitation, within this limit, it will be excluded. Okay, so only beyond that will be calculated in the similarity index. Okay, so it will be represented in the similarity index percentage later on, every time you increase or decrease this word count. Word count for the similarity. Yep. Any more concern from the participants?
But I hope all the participants would take this opportunity to raise any issues or any concerns with Dr. Peham. You may use the chat. I think Dr. Peham, your instruction, your training has been very clear, and the pace is slow enough for us to follow. Alhamdulillah, I think that could be the reason why there is no question at the moment. Now, okay,
Okay,
so
you may see from the submissions that I have received from members for the subject or for the class I have created just now. I think this is the list. I'm not sure whether you can you open the similarity index and have the similar interface? Maybe any feedback from
As a student?
yeah, as a student.
Being a student.
Can you,
Let me
is it
check.
clickable? And then you have the similar view or not?
Yeah, boleh klik je
Is the document viewer the similar layout as what I have or different?
Yeah, almost similar.
Almost similar. And then can you exclude?
Exclude. Exclude is filter, right?
Yeah, like filter.
It say here I can only exclude quotes and bibliography.
Okay.
But I'm not really familiar with Turnitin
Okay, so
actually, so I'm not
what
sure whether I'm click the correct filter or not.
Okay, so only I think that the options are limited because the role of student is different from the role of as instructor.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, terpadam pula. Sorry, terpadam. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Naraza, you want to say something just now?
why my submission has exclamation mark?
Okay, let me see. Once I open. Okay. The number of quotation is higher, and then you have said that quotation will be excluded because based on the calculation, the number of text with quotation marks increase. I mean, more than 30% of the whole text. So that may require instructor to do the checking. Maybe you include back the text with quotation mark so that the Turnitin will be generated once again and see what is the result. So this is another macam concern lah, another concern of another point to be observed. If there is any we call it peculiarities, okay, from the similarity index. Like if you have a text and more than 30% of the text is actually with quotations. Of course, in the setting, every single text with quotation will be excluded. Okay, so you may evaluate back the settings and then see. Okay, and then you may remove that option and that include even text with quotation to be calculated under similarity index. It can be.
Dr. Feha, as a student, when I open my Turnitin, I don't see the exclamation mark. So this is your view as instructor, right?
There you go.
Because when I submitted, everything was
There you
blue.
go.
Okay.
There you get the idea. Where the view of the
Okay.
layout, okay, the layout for the instructor slightly different from the layout from the the user, the students layout. And then things that you see here might be different if your role is a student. Of course, that's actually we observe while we are using iTaklim, which is similar. For instructor, you will see that a lot more options available, but for user, you can only view whatever resources your instructor allow you to view. Yeah.
What about mine? It appears also, blue with 0%. What does that mean?
Okay, let me see. I open. This is a the one set for the checking is that if the similarities less than 30 words is not being calculated. So I think from the checking, it seemed that the text maybe similarities happens, but less than 30 words. That's why it's not being calculated. If you decrease that number, say for example 5 words, then maybe it will generate different view. Okay.
Okay, Doctor.
Yeah. So I just decrease the number to 5 words. You see that now it generated different view with percentage there, 4%. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the document is too short, it's just
Yes.
one single page. So that's why.
All right.
That's why this happens. Yeah.
All right. Clear, Doctor.
I can always change the threshold for
Mm.
the number of words. Okay. Increase or decrease the number. Okay.
Okay, understood. Shukran.
Barakallahu fiik.
Ya, kasas.
So boleh ya? Okay, any more? Okay, while you are exploring further, and then you may have some questions. Okay, please do the exploration. Yeah. Okay. For assignment submitted by Ustazah Raji Munira. Okay, let me just open. Let me just open and then share the window with you.
Okay.
This is I think this is the feedback.
I took it from internet 100% actually.
Okay, so this is the feedback. This is actually from the from the web. It's available there. And of course, once it's from the web, the data is there inside Turnitin database. Every single info will be archived and put inside Turnitin database. So the similarity will be checked against the Turnitin database, and then this is what you will see. Okay, similarities here and there due to the the data is there, and again you have a highest number of similarity index generated, 94. And then all from the source, and then the internet source there. This is the site. And again, we have another source. I think this is partly maybe half of the article been made available there. That's why 50%, 15%. So of course, as mentioned earlier, you can always exclude if you want to exclude. Yeah, if you want to do the filtering, or else you just accept as it is and then do the feedback, give your feedback to the students.
But as a student, I cannot filter, right? I can exclude number 1, number 2, right?
Can you open and see? Can you exclude those?
No,
I
cannot.
think you can't. Yeah,
Cannot.
you can
Okay.
only see the details of similarity index, but you wouldn't be able to exclude those sources.
Yeah.
But
But
as instructor, you can do so. Yeah. And then down there, sometimes for the to download the documents, I just mentioned earlier, you have 3 options: current view, originally submitted file, and then digital receipt. Okay, for some, maybe they require you to submit digital receipt. Okay, for some, I think for some, entities, or maybe journal publishers, they want you to submit digital receipt, indicating that you have checked the document using Turnitin or maybe other services similar to Turnitin. Okay, so you can always download the digital receipt there from Turnitin. Yeah. This is for the instructor view. Okay, for the instructor view. Normally for instructor, we as instructor, normally you want to check submission of an article. We've been asked to review the not review, to check and then similarity index of that particular article using Turnitin. So once you check the article using Turnitin, you would be able to download the digital receipt. Okay, so that digital receipt might be required by the journal publisher. So you just do the submission along with the result, the digital receipt. Yeah, they will double check the info in the digital receipt and then validating that the article has been checked by Turnitin and the similarity index is actually genuine. And then the academic integrity is maintained there. I think for some who are familiar with journal publication, this is the requirement. Okay, for some journals now. I think most notably, popular journals, they ask the contributor to do the similarity index of the article. Prior to the submission. They want to know whether the article is genuine or just copy paste from other sources. Yeah. So that will be another use of Turnitin. You can always use it to check similarity index for any academic purposes, for any academic document that you might have. Yeah. Yeah. So back to you, Dr. Doctor, please.
I don't think we have any other question. Okay, dalam chat, okay, tak. So far tak ada. Dr. Fiham, can you elaborate a bit more about students submitting multiple times? Dia boleh hantar sekali, lepas tu dia punya Turnitin similarity index tinggi. After that, kita suruh dia betulkan. Lepas tu dia nak submit lagi sekali. Lepas tu kita nak check. Can they do that? Can they do multiple submission dengan harapan the match tu akan lower lah in percentage? Ada tak cara tu?
Okay, let me see. I think the setting might be inside the assignment itself. Let me see if this option available. Hmm. Now time of on.
Dr. Fiham,
I need to check on that. I have to explore a little bit if there is option to do the submission multiple times for one single assignment. Yeah.
yes.
I
You are
think
not sharing anything yet, right?
Yeah, I'm not sharing anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will need quite some time and then explore a bit whether the capability is supported in Turnitin. That's another issue lah. Whether it's there in Turnitin or not. If it is not in Turnitin, so of course the functionality will not be available to the users.
Yeah, because we do not want that student to plagiarize himself, right? For the second submission.
Okay. People. There is an option to do that, but I may have to explore further. It's there. I think the functionality is there. You can allow students to do the submission again after the first submission. I think the option is inside the assignment settings, but I'm yet to explore further how to do this inside Turnitin. Yeah.
Don't worry, doctor. Maybe you can share the steps after the training, or maybe share the short video clip on how we can do it, and I will share with the rest of the participants, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Since we have about 10 minutes more, maybe other participants would like to share their concerns, or maybe would like to share their experience using Turnitin. We have 10 minutes more, inshallah, before we end our training. Maybe Dr. Fiham ada tips and tricks lagi ke nak share dengan kami before we end?
I think as an instructor, I think you can delete the assignments. Yeah, if the previous submission been submitted, you can delete and ask student to resubmit the submission once again. So that would be an option as for now. If you ask student to do the second admission, the second submission. Okay, say for example, if you want to delete a submission from the student, you can just always let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. There you go. Okay. From here, you just select, say for example, this assignment. Okay, and then you can always delete. Okay. Request permanent delete or remove from inbox, or you can just either one lah. If it is removed from inbox, it will delete it from here, but still within the domain of your class. If you want to retrieve it back, if you permanent deletion, then it will remove permanently. Yeah. So once deleted, you may ask student to do the submissions once again. See. that will be a temporary punya solution lah. Temporary punya solution. If you want to ask, of course, the first one is already there. Okay, you just keep the first submission with you for the purpose of comparing with the latest submission, and then ask the student to do this new submissions again of the assignment. That will be our temporary punya solution lah for multiple submission from the students. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Fiham, last question, yeah, from me. Yes, we can only identify if it is taken copy paste word by word verbatim, ya. Tapi katalah the idea has been paraphrased, the sentence has been restructured using different word, different sentence structure, Turnitin cannot detect. Is that correct?
Cannot detect. I think I did mention this. The quality of the text, the style of the text wouldn't be detected by similarity index. It's just percentage of similarities. So if you do the paraphrasing, if you put it in different way of the statement, you change the arrangement of the words back and forth, and then rearrange the words in different format, change the verb using other vocabularies, for instance, that will save you, there will be a way out for some in order to decrease the Turnitin similarity index percentage. Yeah.
The reason I raised this,
Turnitin is just like a tool checking the similarities. That's all. That's all. And details of the similarities, percentage and details where the location, the sources, that will be given to you in details. But the quality, that will be different story. Yeah, that will be different story.
okay, the reason I ask is because now in the market there is a paraphrasing app by the name of Killbot that can actually, we highlight and it will automatically paraphrase the sentence. I'm not sure for other language, but for English, Killbot is not that expensive and can be bought and can be used together with Microsoft Word. So it's actually a very easy tool to paraphrase and to plagiarize.
Yeah. I think sometimes paraphrasing, if it is been done automatically, the meaning might not be similar as before. Sometimes the meaning might be different. So I think, that will give you some kind of a hints to see whether the meaning is, the meaning is being delivered in the correct manner or in different form. Anyway, it's just again, it's depend on how intelligent is the paraphrasing tool or not. Yeah, so that the meaning is similar as what it meant before. Okay, I think Dr. Nurasa, that will be all pertaining to the Turnitin sharing from me facilitating this session. I hope that will be beneficial to everyone, and start using Turnitin and taking into account some of the observation as I have highlighted from the beginning of the session, I think, and throughout the session. And hopefully that this will help you maintain the integrity of our students in the academic work for the purpose of completing the assignments, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fiham. And I was so nervous to start the training just now. Dr. Fiham is from IRKHS, not from education, as I have mentioned earlier. And I forgot to start the training with Al-Fatiha, so I'm not sure. Can we close with Surah Al-As?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Fiham. I hope you would be able to share some more of your experience with different tools, different softwares in near future, inshallah. And thank you so much for saying yes to helping us in CELPAT With that, thank you so much, Dr. Biham. Assalamualaikum to everybody who has been with us since 2:30. We hope that we learn something and we can practice in our class and to uphold the integrity and ethics in academic writing, inshallah, ya, Doctor.
Thank you everyone.
Okay,
Thank you very much, everyone.
thank you, Dr. Biham. Thank you, Ustazah Raja Munira. Thank you, Sisa Hasno, and thank you everyone who has Datin Sabaria for helping us with setting up, organizing this training. Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Biham. Maybe we can ask everybody to switch on their camera for us to take a photography session, to take photographs as a memorabilia. Susahnya nak sebut. Okay, Ustazah boleh tolong ambilkan gambar? Saya tak berapa pandai.
Boleh. Sekejap
Adjust, bagi rupa comel-comel semua. Saya pun kena adjust.
Okay. First page Sekejap. Second page.
Keep on smiling, everyone. We don't know which page are we on.
Okay, that's all. Syukran.
Okay, thank you so much, and please don't forget to respond to the survey. It is in the chat, and inshallah we will share that again in WhatsApp group. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Thank you so much, everyone.
Jazakumullah khair. Barakallahu fiik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Syukran Dr. Biham.
Jazakumullah alf khair.